Hey, what's up guys? One Punching Done here for another weekly update here on my channel. So I have another vlog today. And once again, we're going to Gotham City Games in West Babylon, New York. We had a really good turnout this week for the Star Wars Unlimited card game. I think we had somewhere around 14 players, I believe. We ended up playing Draft Star Wars Unlimited, which this was my first time doing that, so it was pretty nice. I hated my deck, admittedly. I ended up going 1 and 2 with the thing. I'll give you a little bit more of a recap in a second. But overall, I ended up having a great time. Once again, Gotham City Games and Hobbies in West Babylon hosted us. Man, I cannot give enough praise to the sheer politeness and hospitality of the father-son duo who actually run the place. Just pure professionalism. It was just overall very impressive. It was a great turnout, not just for the people playing in the event, but also for just like random players of the game / collectors like this kid.
I see all this craziness going on. I think you have a problem.
I'm a little unorganized, but while looking through my piles, I realized that I had pulled a cunning,
Yeah.
Hyper Space Foil Darth Vader.
I'll buy this right now for you, 20 bucks. I'm just kidding. 30 bucks.
So if you enjoy this content, you'd like to see more of it, please go on over to the Gotham City Hobbies Facebook page. Go ahead and like it, subscribe, do all that good stuff. They also have an online store, a website. I'll leave the link down below in this video. If you're local or even if you're not, go over there, help them out. This is a father-son run business. I'm being serious here. Genuinely some of the nicest people that I've ever met who run a game store. So even a small purchase, I'm sure, would really help them out. So yeah, Draft. So it was a best of 1 series and we got to play 3 games. So each person at the table, there were 2 tables, pods, whatever you want to call them. And each person was given 3 packs, to which you would open the pack, you'd take out a leader, you'd sit it in front of you, and you'd pass it to the next guy. Then you'd get the pack from this guy, you'd open it, there'd be 2 to pick from, you choose one, give it over to the next guy, and you would do this. We basically did this 3 times until we had 3 leaders in front of us. So for my first 3 choices was between a Sabine Wren and 3 Grand Moff Tarkins. The names in Star Wars are really hard for me to remember, but I'm getting there. So that really wasn't much of a choice for me, being that Sabine Wren decks are pretty hot right now, and I actually have a little bit of experience with them from playing on Felt Table. So then I was past 2 leaders from my right, and that was 2 Jyn Ersos. Now I've not played with her or played against her even once. So obviously I had no choice, had to take her. I passed there was 2 of them, so I passed the final one to the guy to my left, and from my right, I received Hera. Again, not a leader I knew much about, or at least I didn't, but I found out that she can do some pretty cool things, especially when allowing Spectres to have no aspect penalty when playing them. But because this was Draft, I thought that Spectres might be too niche of a trait to build for her, so I think I was just settling on going either Sabine or Jyn for the build. And as I said, this is my final build after all my cards were drafted and I took out a few that I didn't need. So we were allowed a 30 card deck minimum, and this is what I came up with. Like I said, it's not really impressive at all. I really built this deck for like a mid-range strategy. Han was literally the first card from my first pack that I took, and because he was heroic and cunning, I figured that was kind of fate's way of telling me this was the build to go with. So I started with some good board disruption in Asteroid Sanctuary, Outmaneuver, and Waylay. I figured I would want to do some board control too with cards like Shoot First, Surprise Attack, and Open Fire. Open Fire was actually my first red card I drafted, so if need be I could remove something pesky. The idea was just to stay alive long enough to get a Han out there or to flood the board with a bunch of space units, but honestly it never really panned out for me.
My first match was up against a Chariot deck, It was the only match that I actually won. Honestly, nothing seemed to go right for my opponent, as it really did seem like I had an answer for everything he was playing. I mean, he shielded one of his units. I played a disabling Fang Fighter. I just happened to have it in my hand. He stuck out a Yoda, boosted his HP by 2, giving him a nice boost in HP. And then I played a Precision Fire with one of my favorite cards in the game, the Partisan Insurgent, boosting his attack with a Surprise Strike and one-shotting his Yoda. At one point, he had a good amount of space units. He started to actually overwhelm the board kind of late into the match, though. He was threatening a lot of damage that would have he would have put himself within striking distance of finishing me off. And then I just happened to have outmaneuver, and I shut down his entire space units for the turn. I just had answers for everything. Sometimes that happens. That took me to 1-0. My second opponent was a buddy of mine from our local Discord server, Kevin. Shout out to Kevin from our Discord server.
I gotta say it. You're not fooling anyone. You're incognito. All right, guys. Give me a like on this video if he looks like a younger Luke Skywalker. Let's put it side by side. What's that?
All right, we got the guy who was a terrible actor in Obi-Wan, if you've seen that show, but he's okay in draft, so we're using him.
Okay, so you're playing the Grand Inquisitor.
Grand Inquisitor.
And you're what are you, 1-0 right now?
Oh yeah.
So you're 1-0. You're undefeated going into this
trying
match.
to beat this trying to one punch this one punch guy here.
Oh, one punch. That's me. That's me. Why did that sound so familiar? So yeah. So we're gonna play, and we'll see who wins.
That's right. We're gonna have a friendly duel. May the best man win. May the best deck win.
Yeah, all right. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. So as you can see, he's running a Grand Inquisitor deck, and man, was it annoying to play against. In his first 2 turns, he got out 2 Scout Bike Pursuers, hit them each for 2, readied them, and hit me for 6 damage. He had a Surgical Droid out there healing them so we can make the same move. I think I took like 15 damage from those things, all told. Finally, I was able to get a Chewbacca out there, which was helping. It was able to soak up some damage. He helped me stabilize a little bit, but that pressure was just insane from those bikes, man. Those things are ridiculously good when, they help maintain quality control on the board. Those were really, really good, especially when he was healing them. So this was the first time playing this deck in Kevin's case, and he was literally ripping me apart. Now I was able to slow his momentum long enough, I shouldn't say slow his momentum, but keep myself alive long enough to at least make the board stay somewhat even. I'm not even really sure what it was, but I did clear some of his board. And I was threatening some damage of my own. I had about 12 damage on his base at this point. He had 18 on mine. I did have a Han in hand ready to go, and wouldn't you know it, time gets called.
Now the rules for these things is that when time is called, we both are supposed to take a loss. Now, I was looking that way. Someone suggested that the person who had the most damage on their base should be the loser. I had 18 damage on my base. He had 12 damage. I was starting to come back, but I was still behind. So Pete could have won the match if he took that guy's suggestion, but he said absolutely not. If that's the rule, then we'll just both have to take the loss. So he kind of handed over a loss, because technically I don't think anyone really would have argued with him. I'll be honest, I think that rule is so stupid. I mean, at least give us a draw, don't make it a loss. But he was just good sportsmanship. He was just like, no, absolutely not. If that's the rule, I'm not going to take the win. We'll just both take losses. So even though he lost, his sportsmanship, honestly, it makes him a winner in my book. It was really commendable that he did that. So I took the loss, he took the loss. I went 1-1, and he at that point was now 1-1 as well.
And then finally I sat down against a Leia Rebel deck. I knew it the second he revealed my favorite leader in the entire game. I was in for a world of hurt. It depended really how he built the deck, but if he was using the Rebel synergy that Leia is so known for, I was in trouble because my deck was not optimized that well. And he did what Leia does best. He just steamrolled me with Rebels. I think I made a few mistakes in this game, coupled with the fact that he just had incredible luck with one particular move, which was a very key point in the game. In one case, he did deploy Ezra Bridger, which I never really thought much of her. He then attacked with her the following turn, activating her special ability, and wouldn't you know it, he reveals a metal ceremony. At that point, that was the only unit he controlled, and he gave it to her. And then in a later turn, he had gotten out a General Dodonna. Effectively, this was where I lost control of the board. Ezra had accumulated 4 damage at this point, so I had a wonderful idea. I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll waylay his Dodonna. His effect will essentially drop his Ezra down to 4 HP, killing her, and I could smile an epic top tier strategy 420 victory. But when I did it and I spoke about my devious plot and I said that's gonna go ahead and kill her too, he simply replied, nah, and he just showed me that experience token he had tucked under there from the metal ceremony. Oh man, I had to laugh at myself. And when his field was just filled with Ezra, Dodonna, Leia, and a Sentinel Trooper, as if it wasn't hard enough for me, I told him,
I'm sorry. You leave me no choice. I didn't want to do this, but you left me no choice. And then I played a Spec Force soldier and immediately conceded the game. All in all, it was a great time, great venue, great fun with great people. No deck profiles for you this week, but please stay tuned. Please subscribe to me. Those things will be coming. I've been really bogged down, very busy lately. I will start producing content more often. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. It would really, really help me a lot. And make sure to leave a like, drop a comment. What'd you think of my deck? What can I have done better? Do you have any helpful tips for me? Drop it down below. And remember, have a great day, have a great night, wherever you are, wherever and whenever you are. And thank you for watching. One punch, and I'm done.